The power comes in from here, shore power, and it goes into here into a junction box, basically because of the wire lengths. I had to cut it really short. Alright, so currently, this is how I have to get the solar power to the appliances. I have an extension cord here that I grab, so if the generator's not on, I can just plug whatever I need in, okay? Well, that's kind of lame. So, what I have on order from Platt Electric is some switches. When I put these switches in, I'll be able to switch the entire trailer over to electric. The problem comes if you have your converter and your inverter connected, and then you connect the circuit to where they're all in a circle. That's bad. I ordered a switch that's a 2-pole switch. So the center is off, off. One side's down, one side's on. One side's down, one side's off. I'll be able to switch to trailer, to shore power, to solar power. Now, there's a problem when I do that. This air conditioner is part of the heating system when it's on shore power. So I have to put a switch to turn it off. It just pulls a lot of extra amps and watts that it's not really needed to get the heat. The heat will work without that being on. That just distributes the heat. I don't know if it's a very efficient system or not, because it's literally heating up the roof. It's pulling the heat into the roof of the trailer and then sending it to the bedroom and sending it down here and into the bathroom. Don't know if that's efficient or not. When the trailer is 100% on solar and the heat's on, that would be running constant. It's not necessary. I would turn the heat off to have that off, but then there would be no heat, right? Switch on that, switch on that, switch on that, all in 2 switches. That is coming soon. That'll just make this trailer just that much more usable for off-grid, which is pretty much all I use it for at this point. So, all right, and that work is coming up. All right, so today I'm looking here. No, probably not. I have the app on my phone. If I was clever, I'd just screenshot it. So today I woke up, left the generator on until after coffee. Then after the coffee pot was done, then I turned off the generator, and the voltage has not dropped below 13.2 all day. And I even ran the blender, and the generator's been off. So now I can actually do the work because I have zero fear that I'm gonna have to turn the generator on before. I literally probably won't even have to turn the generator on. In this situation, the way everything's configured right now, I probably wouldn't have to turn the generator on a day like this on until maybe 9 or 10 o'clock. Now, if I waited to make my coffee until I was getting like, right now I'm getting 147 watts, and this is like the peak of the day. Like I might get a little more than that, but like, and that's not even 50% of my panel's ability. So if I wait until I have this kind of voltage or wattage coming in before I was to run my coffee maker, then I don't think I'd have that whole situation that I had yesterday. And right now it's at 13.4 volts just running itself. So then it's at 100%. So I think what the deal is when it's at that higher voltage, I mean, that's like more power, right? So you have this many watts at this many volts. If you had, you know, this many watts, the same watts, but you had less volts, then it's going to take more of those watts to make up for the less volts you have. Something like that, I think, is what's going on. Leave a comment, let me know. I know a bunch, but I don't know everything. Today, we can do the solar project. Now, this is my thorium. So, this is the power comes in from here, shore power, and it goes into here into a junction box, basically because of the wire lengths. I had to cut it really short. So then, it comes into this junction box, and it goes down here, and it goes through a 30 amp breaker, then it goes out over there and into the panel. So, there's the panel. Then what's going on is That's the 30 amps that runs a trailer and shore power. That's like normal. So then I also branch off of here with another 15 amp breaker, and that goes up to the converter. This power comes in here into a junction box and then comes out and then goes up. Now this power here, this power is from the inverter. So this is the solar power coming into here, and then it gets junction boxed to here, and then it runs down underneath to where there's a plug right down underneath on the underside, and then a wire that runs all the way over to okay. What I have to do today is I have to put a switch in. It's a fancy switch. Don't you hate when people describe what they have to do and then do it in the whole thing? Yeah, so this should just be a quick. So here's the switch. And honestly, it's a little above my pay grade. It is a beefy 30 amp. And these guys here, what the tough part is. That one and the one, like, if it was just this one, that one, and that one, and that one, then it'd be super easy. But then there's these. I think it just might be, those are extra. Like you could have two things turned on instead of just one. I'm hoping that's it. Because I honestly don't know. I looked at the wiring diagram and it literally has that stuff going in like a circle. So it just makes sense though that if it's down, if there's a connection there. If it's up, there's a connection there. And then those other ones are just, you need an extra, hopefully. That's the project. And of course yesterday, after I had a failure of this project, I went outside and did tons of work and didn't film any of it, of course. Because when I get these little random freaking work inspiration when I'm already outside and I wasn't preparing, I just like went outside for a second and then I'm like, hey, I could do this, I could do that, I could do this. I ended up moving like 40 bags, 80-pound bags of concrete that I've needed to move forever, but they're kind of ruined now. They got a crust on them. I don't think they're 100% ruined. I think they just got a little crust. It made them a lot easier to pick them up and set them down. It's like for some reason, a normal bag of concrete, every time I touch it, it breaks and it falls open and just makes a mess everywhere. That's what I didn't do. Well, I moved all that, and then what I started was I started cutting for the lack of a better term, it's a road around the property line. So I took some string and I ran it down, and then I took the backhoe and I cut a road and I pulled out any trees that were in that way, and I'm just making a road. And that is because now I've decided I want a shipping container fence. It'll only be like 70 shipping containers, so we'll see if I can get that done. But either way, having a fence or having a road around the property perimeter to put in a fence, to whatever. I mean, it's a super useful thing. Now that's the project that I want to do. I want to go out there. I got this whole project now. I mean, the whole the septic system's on hold until the grounds, like, although the weather we're having, I might actually be months ahead on that, but that's gonna literally take me 5 seconds to get the septic system started, because I can't just dig it all in. I have to do these little holes, test holes, and they gotta do a test, I gotta pay money, and then, so it's like this whole process that I have to go through, and I can't even start it until then. And that's really what I've been using the backhoe for. But then I was like, ooh, if I had shipping containers all the way around, that would be so awesome. And then I started thinking, well, if I was gonna put shipping containers all the way around, what would I need to do to make that? Well, I'd have to make nice, flat, clear area all the way around the whole property line. sweet, I can actually do that. That's a project that I can do right now without well, I'll be spending money because running the backhoe is spending money, but it's money I've already spent. It's diesel fuel, you know, and then maintenance tools and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm super excited to get working on that project just because it's it'll be nice. It'll also be my a track. Like I literally I think I figured it out, and it's like a half a mile. So I go like, you know, run around the property a couple times. I did a mile, so that'll be sweet. And I am just wasting time because that's what I do before I have to do a shitload of work. I waste time because, yeah. Like the videos if you like them, subscribe, and comment on the video. If I ask a question that you have an answer to, please feel free to answer. Have a great day.